everyone. Welcome to this week's weekly reading, where I give two messages and just, some insight, maybe what your guides are wanting you to know, just messages or insight for your week ahead and beyond. It is Tuesday, December the 9th. And I have felt into two messages and pulled two messages with some cards. So if you want to just connect to see if message number one or message number two is calling you and maybe having this visual. So this is the card for message number one. And this is the card for message number two. They look exactly the same because they came from the same card deck. But sometimes when we see these things, we just get this feeling we're like, that's the one. Just a couple of announcements. I've decided to reinstate the sale for the Black Friday 30% off of readings and healings, because it looks like the algorithm and all of that jazz just didn't see. People were like, I didn't see that come up. And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. So I thought, okay, I'll just reactivate it until this Friday. So that's December 12th. And so if you were somebody that was like, oh my God, I didn't even know this was happening, then use Black Friday 30 to receive 30% off any healings or readings. All right. Okay, so let's get started with message number one. So the card that I pulled was faith, trusting in a divine plan, all is well, patience, the emergence of hope. Ooh, 44. I just saw that. Everything is a sign. All right, so the message that I was receiving with this is it was like they were asking questions, and it was like, where are you not believing in yourself? Where are you not having faith? And whether that's faith in yourself, as like, can I do this? Having faith that you're capable, or is it like faith in just whatever that's outside of you? Is it faith within, your religion? Is it faith within spirituality, with the universe, with all of that, with this grand plan of life? They just kept asking, like, where do you struggle with faith right now? And so, taking that moment to reflect on that, to be like, where am I struggling with this? Why don't I believe in this? And kind of sitting with that message to then go a bit deeper, to be like, is it justified that I don't have faith? Like, am I sitting there going like, yeah, like, I don't know. I don't trust myself in relationships because I seem to attract the same type of relationship and make the same mistakes every single time. So history has shown me that I have a reason not to have faith in myself or to trust myself with this aspect. And so it's just calling for you to have some reflection on this, because it's deeper than just that surface level. It's deeper than just being like, this happened, so this happened. There's something at a core level. There's a belief. There's a limiting belief. There's healing to be done at a core level that is affecting this, and that for you to kind of like get curious to understand what this is, so that you can move past that and heal it and grow from it. If it's faith in trust in the universe of what your path is and where you're going. Like, they also make me feel like, if it doesn't make sense, like sometimes it's just like, well, that doesn't bloody make sense. And it's kind of like, but where's your trust and faith that it's like, okay, but I'm just going to trust it, that I'll be led to the right place, and just, again, like taking your hand off the steering wheel instead of like being like, well, that doesn't make sense, so I'm going to go over here. Again, what is it in your life right now that you are questioning and not trusting? Because there's some work to do with that. And I even feel like Spirit's trying to say that wherever it is, it's like do the opposite, to do what you're being like called to, that you're kind of maybe resisting. So if you're resisting it, go and do it, type of thing. All right, let me just make sure there's nothing else. Yeah, and they just said like trusting your intuition, like trust your intuition. I can see the third eye being highlighted in this picture, and so they're like, stop, disregarding your intuition and start to listen to it. All right, so message number 2: all the blessings everywhere, gifts from the universe, synchronicities. And this one, when I first connected to this message number 2, before I pulled the card, and I was instantly felt like I was like picking up all these little things, like all these little nuances, and I was like picking it up. And so it was funny when I pulled the card and I see all these hearts and stuff like that, and then reading it, that they're like giving you all of these signs, all of these messages, but you actually have to like pick it up. And so in that sense, it's like, there's, if you're feeling like you're like, oh my gosh, like I feel like my intuition's turned off, or I can't access it, it's not working, any of these type of things, the universe is trying to say like, no, it is, but you're blocking it. You're not seeing it. So whether that's too busy of a mind and you just got so much going on, and they're just literally like throwing these things in your path, and you're walking by like, what? I do that all the time. That's why they get me when I'm going to sleep and I'm in that subconscious area where my active brain settles down, and then they're like, here we go, we have a chance. So in this sense, if you're kind of like frustrated or feeling like your intuition's not working, or your connection to your guide isn't there, it is there. They are trying to communicate with you. You need to get out of your own way. You need to quiet the mind. So this would be like taking time and space to, go into meditation, and that could just be like a guided meditation on YouTube or Insight Timer. It's just being, what's the word? I'm struggling with words lately. Being intentional with quieting the mind and creating some space to allow some of this to come in. Being intentional with, picking up on the nuances. Some people are really good at being like, oh my God, yeah, when we went into that store, did you see the Santa that was over there? And and I'm like, no, I wasn't looking at anything. Or did you see that this person was wearing this? Nope. So maybe like playing this like game where you're just going to start being very observant of your surroundings and what's kind of happening, because I feel like once you kind of open that up and become aware of it, you're going to start be receiving the signs. You're going to start recognizing the synchronicities, opening up that intuition and receiving the signs from your guides. They're even just saying that it feels like for some of you that you have received signs, but you disregard them. Like you will literally pick up the sign and be like, oh my God, this just happened. And you're like, could this? And then it's like, nah, no, oh God, no, that's so silly, or I made that up, or whatever it is. So some of you are doing that, and they're saying like, the moment you go like, could this be? Just go with that, stay with that. All right, that is everything for today. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we will see you next time. Bye.